Right, guys. Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. What happened? Why this fight? Yeah, I don't even like understand. Shocking, surprising, embarrassing for Tyson Fury, but big up to Francis Ngannou, man. Before I jump into it, interesting fight it was. Obviously, Tyson Fury, the WBC heavyweight champion, that calls himself lineal champion. Some people are debating whether that's really the case or not. But Ngannou, obviously heavyweight champion coming out of the UFC, MMA. So it was billed as the battle of the baddest. That's what they billed it as, and really, Ngannou, demonstrated that this is not a joker. He came into boxing, his first ever professional fight in boxing, first ever professional training camp leading up to a fight, and he gave Tyson Fury the business. Tyson Fury did not like he was shocked. Tyson Fury did not expect Francis Ngannou to box as good as he boxed. Before I jump into it, be sure to like this video, share this video, drop your comments in the comment section below on what you guys thought about Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. Be sure to follow me on all platforms, Instagram at official KO Boxing Vibe, Twitter at KO Boxing Vibe 1, and again, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, KO Boxing Vibe here. Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. To be honest, I had to give Francis Ngannou his props. I felt like Tyson Fury, not Tyson Fury. I felt like Francis Ngannou did do enough to win this fight. I felt like his, the body work, the jab into the body he was doing. I feel like he landed the more eye-catching shots pretty much throughout the fight. It's particularly the left hooks that he was throwing. I think Tyson Fury was quite aware of the dangers that Ngannou was presenting with his straight right hand down the pipe, and Fury was sort of trying to avoid that type of shot, but he was struggling with the counter punching from Francis Ngannou, which was very good considering you're fighting Tyson Fury, who's known for being able to judge range and who's known for having pretty good defense. And Ngannou was able to land his counter punch left hand quite well throughout the fight, like I said. So I have to say big up to Francis Ngannou on that. Another thing that I felt like Tyson Fury struggled with Francis Ngannou was the fact that Ngannou was very strong on the inside, very strong in the clinches, not allowing Tyson Fury to push him back, not allowing Tyson Fury to hold excessively, not allowing Tyson Fury to press him against the ropes. Even sometimes Tyson Fury tried to go in for the clinch. You see Ngannou use his forearm to kind of push him off, and just keep everything clean and keep everything flowing. And that is something Tyson Fury wasn't able. No, that's something Deontay Wilder wasn't able to do. That's something Dillian White wasn't able to do, but Ngannou was able to do it. So Ngannou's out here doing things. Obviously, that's obviously transferable from the UFC and MMA, but actual boxers were not able to do this against Tyson Fury. You know, Ngannou, he seemed to have even gained more respect out of Tyson Fury than Wilder gained respect. Tyson Fury took more risks with Deontay Wilder than he did even with Francis Ngannou. He just would not let his hands go. He wouldn't go to war. He did not really want to go to war here. Ngannou was confident to move forward, confident to have a goal, and to be honest, Francis Ngannou, from where he's coming from, his whole backstory, his whole background, even coming out of the UFC, which is like in terms of what the damage you can take in the UFC, like psychologically, why on earth is he going to be scared of Tyson Fury? Like this is UFC MMA where you can take shin bone, elbows, kicks, ups, kicks, kicks to your legs, kicks to your head, elbows. You literally, if you get dropped in MMA, dropped in the UFC, like the way Tyson Fury got dropped in the third round, if that was you see when Tyson Fury is talking about, oh, if it's MMA, he would be able to do this with Ngannou. I know Tyson Fury is definitely joking. He's got to be, but let's take him at his word and say he's not joking, and says he can take on Ngannou in UFC. Bro, the way you got knocked down there, if Ngannou lands those, dropped you in that fashion in UFC, MMA, he's allowed to continue to land heavy artillery on your face, even when you're on the canvas. So Ngannou's already used to psychologically the risks of MMA, risks to, like I said, the kind of punishment you can take. So he ain't gonna be afraid of walking towards Tyson Fury, especially considering the fact that he has nothing much to lose. No one expects him to win anyway. So if he loses, they'll say he's an MMA guy. If he wins, he's gonna get all the praise in the world, and that's what he's getting now. Francis Ngannou was able to do what other heavyweights were not able to do against Tyson Fury. He gained Tyson Fury's respect. He was successfully. His stance was good. For someone coming from MMA, balance was good. Power punching. You could tell that you could just see he's got heavy hands. Clinches. He was very good, and I just have to say big up to the guy because everybody was expecting him to be rubbish. Everybody's thinking, can you imagine people are talking about Ngannou will get knocked out in 3 rounds? Some people are talking about him being knocked out in 6 rounds. Where was the knockout? Couldn't knock Ngannou out. You think Ngannou came here to lie down on the canvas or something like this? It makes no sense. And now people are talking about Ngannou fighting Wilder or Anthony Joshua. There's big purses in the pipeline for Francis Ngannou. But in terms of the fight itself, Tyson Fury, it was embarrassing. You know, this is so Ngannou, the first time he's fighting a professional fight. I know he's probably had some sort of in his early days in his combat fighting, combat fighting. His for early days, he's maybe dibble dabbled in boxing, but this is the Tyson Fury that it says he's been boxing since he's been a kid. Fighting for how many years now? Like, so fighting for over a decade now, in professional boxing. Boxing, like I said, since he's a kid. He's fought Vladimir Klitschko, relieved Vladimir Klitschko of all his belts. He's beat Deontay Wilder in 2 fights, drew the first fight after a long layoff, beat Dillian White, beat Derek Chisora. Tyson Fury, the WBC heavyweight champion, he calls himself lineal champion, and he's won so many belts, like I said, for beating Vladimir Klitschko. To come through now, fight Francis Ngannou, and look bang average. Like, bro, big man, it's not looking good. And, that was not a very good performance from Tyson Fury. And now they're talking about, obviously, fighting Alexander Usyk. What's going to happen next with that one? They're not fighting December 23rd. No way. Did you see Tyson Fury's face? Marked on his forehead, he looked worse than he did against Deontay Wilder. He didn't look that bad against Wilder. His eye is like this. His sort of forehead is like, nah, man. Ngannou done the business, and Ngannou won the fight for me. I just feel like, Tyson Fury's the WBC champion. They say he's the lineal champion. He's got, listen. We know how boxing works, man. It's here and there, but what is next for Ngannou? What is next for Tyson Fury? We all know. Well, most people will say that Ngannou won this fight. Eddie Hearn was talking about he believes Ngannou won the fight, and he's talking about even Anthony Joshua potentially be lining him up to fight Francis Ngannou, which would be a mega fight in itself. And even Ngannou fighting Wilder, get all these big names here. You think about it. The production levels that were at this fight, the people that showed up to watch this fight, and people are already talking about Anthony Joshua's more marketable. He's got bigger fan base than Tyson Fury does. If Anthony Joshua was to fight Francis Ngannou in Saudi, do you think it can't be like, listen, big names is coming out there. It'll be huge. It'll be a massive fight. Even Ngannou versus Deontay Wilder, battle of the punching power. Who is the baddest puncher on the planet? Listen, that the marketing behind that will be even massive in itself. Wilder and Ngannou, that fight ain't going past 3 rounds. Someone's getting knocked out. Tyson Fury, on the other hand, Usyk, don't think that fight is going to happen 23rd, because I saw articles before where they're talking about Usyk needing to recover from some lingering injuries from the Dubois fight, and then Fury's obviously had this fight like we're in November next month, which is right here pretty much, and then December. They're not fighting this year, they're fighting next year, but hopefully the undisputed fight still happens. And then obviously Ngannou leapfrog a lot of those contenders. He's going to be potentially taking on some of these big names.